in today's video, I wanted to talk about an accessory that has really, I think, changed the way I use my camera for shooting video, and that is a camera cage. Now, this is the camera cage from the camera I'm filming on right now, and that is the Sony a7R II, but these are a really great accessory, and they're fairly affordable as far as camera gear goes, and this is something I would really recommend to a lot of people, especially if you're going to take video seriously on your camera. So aside from the obvious things like protecting your camera from being dropped and a bigger grip for your hand, there's also things like mounting points all over the camera, and these allow you to do a lot of really cool things that I think are really helpful for shooting video. And so it's less that the cage itself is really helpful for shooting video as it is that it allows you to attach your camera to a lot of other things and attach a lot of other things to your camera so that you can improve your shooting capabilities for video. So there are a number of different ways that you can attach things to a cage. Right here there's an extra cold shoe mount that it gives you. I have a NATO rail on the top here, and there's all of these threaded holes all around the entire cage as well. And this is really what makes this a great accessory, because it is an entryway into the world of rigging and rigging your camera into a bigger and just more functional setup. This could be anything from just a single side handle to fully rigging the camera with a lot of other things like rails and follow focus, batteries, monitors, etc. This is great because the versatility, it just gives you a lot of options. Because you have holes on the cage everywhere, you can really do whatever you want with it, and you can build it out to fit your specific needs for your shooting. You could just add a monitor and a side handle if you wanted, or you could add rails and a battery on the back. I mean, there's so many different things you can do with it that I think will really help you for shooting video. Having infinite battery life compared to constantly popping out in and out batteries from the other camera itself. Having infinite battery life from a big V-mount battery as opposed to constantly swapping out the battery in the camera itself is really helpful on a long shoot day. External monitors are great so you can actually see what you're doing when you're filming in bright exterior conditions. A follow focus system is really helpful if you're going to shoot manual lenses, which is something I would recommend. And then of course you can obviously add handles to just make it easier to hold, carry, and use your camera in different ways. And so obviously a lot of the excitement around how amazing a camera cage is the accessories it allows you to attach, but I do think there are still things that make the cage itself an exciting accessory, even if you don't have a lot of rigging equipment. It just adds a little bit more protection to your camera, which is always nice, and the bigger grip can be helpful as well. And then there's one trick that I do think is extremely helpful if you're stuck on a tripod for a long period of time. Being able to have an extra tripod plate on the side of the camera allows you to mount it vertically, natively with that tripod plate. And so this is especially helpful if you're like me and you use a ball head on your tripod, as opposed to being stuck to the limited position of swiveling it all the way to the side and then potentially tipping your tripod from the weird weighting. Instead, you can mount it so that you can just pull out your mounting plate and then mount it sideways natively. And this is a much better shooting experience if you're on a tripod and you want to shoot vertically. Lately, I've been doing a few real estate photo shoots, and this has been extremely helpful for that because almost the entire shoot is on a tripod, for at least for the interiors. And so having that extra plate on the side to be able to just mount it vertically is really helpful for that. But obviously this would apply to anything where you're going to mount the camera vertically on a tripod. Those plates can get a little bit in the way if you want to grip the camera like that. But it is extremely helpful if you are going to just be stuck on a tripod, and that's not going to be a problem if you're just leaving the camera on a tripod because you're not holding it anyway. So let me know if you've ever rigged up your camera or had interest in buying a camera cage down below and why. Otherwise, that's all I have for you today. So have a great day and happy shooting.